Y'all, I come to you with a question. Everyone is puzzled, befuddled beyond measure in the New York Times. How could the crime rate be going down so drastically, unprecedented, across all spectrums, all cities, all states, red, blue? What could be the common theme? Y'all, we are going to get to the bottom of this mystery and see if you and I, the people out there in the streets of America, passing on the freedom from this to the next generation, can break this down for the New York Times, because something is afoot. And of course, guys, as you're enjoying this content, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on. We are grinding together for this country, and I would love to have you along for the ride. And also, I'm going to be honest with you, poking lefties is just fun. So make sure you join us. Okay, you can follow me on X at Braden LOA. Let's get right in. I'm not going to bury the lead on you. I got to show you what's happening here. We had a massive decline in the murder rate. Massive, incredible, unprecedented. You'd think that'd be a good thing. What's the New York Times do? Yeah, we still can't figure it out. I swear. Y'all, okay, let's get into this. The failing New York Times is dumbfounded and has no idea why crime rates have dropped so dramatically under the Trump administration. Headline, I'm going to show you in a second, along with some other things. What's behind the staggering drop in the murder rate? No one knows for sure. Do they not? Okay. It turns out that if you start enforcing laws and you start not allowing criminals to get away with stuff, you wind up with lower crime rates. Okay, so let's just before we get into the New York Times article, let's just have a conversation, you and I. Maybe we can get to the bottom of this, because no one knows for sure, you know? I would also just like to point out, as the gun expert in the room, gun policy expert in the room, you know, and to all my 2A advocates out there, you notice there wasn't any kind of gun control that passed in the last year and a half? You notice that? You notice that there were more guns that were ever sold than ever before in the prior 4 years? And you know how the left told you that every single time a gun is sold, there's another murder committed, because guns, the actual inanimate objects, are actually the things that do the murdering? And them having all this free access to no bail, or excuse me, cash bail, no jail time, get you back out into the population. Sure, you've been arrested on 70 felonies, but I'm a woke progressive DA, and the systems really won't let you down, so you deserve more freedom. You think that just not being a thing anymore had anything to do with it? Because to me, you'd think that if you arrested people and kept them in jail, and everyone still had their constitutional rights and the number consistently went downward, you'd think that there'd be a pretty big flaw in the Democrat leftist activist machine. Yeah, you'd be wrong. They still don't know what it is. All right, let's get into this, guys. I'm going to show you here, because you'd think this would be common sense. And I'm going to lay the sarcasm on a little hard. Here's a segment from Fox News trying to break it down, too. It's really a befuddling mystery. We will get to the bottom of it, though. Trust your noble guide. Let's get it.
I love the New York Times is sitting back trying to figure this all out, and they can't figure out why it's happened. What's behind the staggering drop in the murder rate? No one knows for sure. Actually, I think there are a lot of people who have a really good idea. It turns out if you start enforcing laws and you start not allowing criminals to get away with stuff, you wind up with a lower crime rates. But the biggest thing, of course, here that's going on is the previous administration, you had millions of illegals coming across the border. We had no idea who those people are. Turns out, if you actually go after criminal aliens and you deport them and you start enforcing the law, the crime rate starts to go down dramatically.
Yeah, but
I mean, I'll tell you what, wonders never cease. I'm just going to leave that on the screen real quick. 21% decrease in homicides from 2024. 43% decrease in carjackings from 2024. 20% plus decrease in deadly overdoses from 2024. Pause for dramatic effect. So let me get this straight. You seal the border. Drugs don't come over the border anymore. Democrats are upset. You start blowing up boats that are meant to circumvent the closed border with narcotics. Democrats get upset. You stop all the open jailed, cash bail, no consequences, all the criminals get to be out of jail from progressive woke DAs. The Democrats are upset. You start deporting illegal immigrants to the tune of around 2.2 million who have self-deported, along with 300,000 who did not self-deport this year. And all of a sudden, the crime rate goes down. And Democrats are still upset. Are you starting to see a very interesting trend here? I don't know, guys, we're We're getting to the bottom of it. Think of us as like Mr. Magoo, Go-Go Gadget coming right over here with the magnifying glass. We are getting to the bottom of this mystery. We're almost there. Y'all, let me jump over here to the New York Times because, again, they weren't lying over there on Fox News. This is actually the New York Times article. What's behind the staggering drop in the murder rate? No one knows for sure. Guys, who could tell with these things? Sure, every single thing that we told you was absolute fact, and we told you from an elitist position of authority that was all turned out to be wrong, but who really knows for sure? Yeah, let's keep on going. The stupid is thick with these people. The national homicide rate is projected to hit its lowest point in over a century. A century? Y'all, I'm pretty sure we've been buying guns at an increased rate over the last century, but somehow that's just weird. Here's the numbers right there from the 1900s. It's lower than any point in time. 1980s, 1933. That's the NFA time frame, by the way, if you're paying attention and you're in the two-way world. It's lower than that. More guns than ever. We're going to figure this out, guys. We're almost there. This article is, of course, dated from 22nd of January and updated the 23rd. Last year will likely register the lowest national homicide rate in 125 years and the largest single-year drop on record, according to an analysis that is new from 2025. The numbers provide further evidence that the surge in violence in the early 2020s was a departure during a time of massive social upheaval, not a new normal. And before I show you the numbers here, like the actual graphs on this, I want to highlight something. For anybody who's new, if you are not familiar with how these people work, these propagandists, the leftists, all of them, this is how they work. They try to capitalize on a momentary flash pan incident, and then that's going to penalize you forever for the rest of your lives around your rights. Okay? We see it in the gun world all the time. So what they'll do is they'll say the murder rates are going up. So we need to infringe and take all the guns away from every single United States citizen and make further restrictions and more inhibitions on their rights. Or excuse me, let's just say more interruptions to their rights, better way to say it. In order to prevent this issue. And then when that issue goes away without gun control, it's some other way that they were right the whole time. See how that works? Because there was no gun control introduced. There wasn't. Nothing changed. Murder rate falls off a cliff. Gun sales still going up. Those inanimate objects, I guess, didn't feel like killing anybody anymore. Or you could look at the decrease in the criminal population, the increase in jail time. I don't know. Increase in closed border. Y'all, we're going to get to the bottom of this. We are almost there. All right, so I told you the numbers already. Look at this. Vehicle thefts, gun crimes, drug crimes, robberies. It's all falling off. And I'm going to show you something else, too. I'm going to burn past a few points here. I want to show you some graphs. Homicide rates dropped in many major cities. Guys, here's the other thing that they won't tell you, and this is the wild part about this entire thing. You're looking at blue and red cities. Is this difficult? This is a national application of observation. This is not an individual city observation. Detroit, Baltimore, Memphis, Milwaukee, Little Rock, Washington, Atlanta, Chicago, Dallas, New York City, San Francisco, Los Angeles. These are all red states, blue states. They're all declining, and there was no national gun control or state-level gun control in these cities. What happened was you took criminals off the frickin' streets. This isn't difficult. We kept our rights. We got rid of the criminals, and the crime rates are falling to lows that haven't been seen since over 100 years ago. I mean, like, is this really mathematically challenging? But don't worry, there's always a way to figure out to take your rights away from you. ICE is removing some of the most violent criminals in the world from our country, Mr. Trump said in a previous statement, citing the same things. And I think that's all I've got. Yeah, that's all I got right here. So here's the bottom line, guys. I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I think maybe closing the border and deporting a lot of criminals and deporting a lot of other people, keeping criminals in jail, lowered the crime rates. I know. I'm going to get an MBA in observation. It's crazy. It's wild. But I hope you guys enjoyed the sarcasm delivered because this one was rife for it. And I'll see you on the next one. I'm Braden.